car rant. So they're breaking a little bit. The new Harry Potter show, the trailer just released the other day. They changed the time of release to this Christmas, which is exciting. And it's also the original title, Philosopher's Stone. But no, I'm going to do a full breakdown. But after watching the top three, me generally being a fan of these channels, they've really knocked it in the park. Like, you got it, guys. Like, it's cool. Like, one of their dress that, like, been watching and reading, just need to be addressed. And I'm like, there we go. So the first thing is who it's making for. So like, the movies were coming out. They were coming out as millennials were growing up. So we literally grew up with Harry Potter. And there's the ways of exploring and living in the world via the movies and the books, and like definitely a counterpart to those. It's just like it's truly a magical experience. It'll be in our hearts for forever. So with this being for the new generation, we're passing the torch, because the new generation, the last two generations, they're very big on nostalgia. That's my understanding. So like this is the perfect thing to give them, but it's just not in ways that we expect. Especially if you've not really read the books, you've only watched the film. Some of those people are like, the books are better than the movies. Always. No, not necessarily, but in this case, it's just a very different world, and it's just so much better. It truly enhances it. But the movies are fantastic as well. Flawed, but they're great. Is everything I've read and absorbed, you're seeing that like they're definitely like leaning towards the books, which is like not fan service to fans, but like give it to book lovers, and we're gonna make it more accurate, but we're also gonna like make it for the new generation. So like there are things that are gonna be a little bit different, but not like in a way that would make it bad. Like that I've seen that like, oh, if the show is good, I'd be shocked if it fails. There's so much behind this, but they have more money. They have younger actors, which to be fair, in the lore, characters are younger. Even though in the movies they're great actors, older. So it's just like you gotta give or take. Plus, to see in the movies hours to tell a story, you're getting a whole season per book, which gives you plenty of time, not to stretch it out, just to explain more and to live it more and to see it. I think it's fantastic. This is my next video, but the marketing behind this, I think, is pure genius. I know a lot of people disagree, but I'll explain fully in my next video. I promise you, it is such a great. I've convinced at least 3 people so far personally to like strongly disagree with it, and they'll hear my point, and they're just like, okay, that's fair. So, second thing I want to mention is the Hogwarts Legacy influence. Beautiful idea. So with the Hogwarts Legacy, obviously the first game takes place in like the 1800s, but the second game they announced last year that it's going to be a correlation with the show, so it's going to go hand in hand. It's an interesting statement, but you see that with Dumbledore's outfit, and Nicholas Flamel, they both look like they were ripped out of Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, like pure genius. Like John Lithgow, I think will go on hand with Michael Gambon. I don't want to compare him to the first Dumbledore, but that's just I don't know. It's another take on it. What I want to mention is this: there's so much tree symbolism between the not just the greenhouse, but you're seeing the Great Hall and the Grand Entrance, and then badges before they get sorted through houses. It's made with trees. Just the amount of earth and trees interwoven in the trailer. I'm just curious where that goes and what that means. I would do a full breakdown, but again, like I said before, the top 3 people have already done it, so it's like, all right, whatever. But it just, there's so much, like, it's going to be the nodding to the original fan, and then they're going to make the new, like, things, like, kind of twist to be more modern, and then you have, make both you guys happy, or to lean on the books. So with Hogwarts Legacy having a part to play, I'm curious how they blend it more, because this isn't just it, you know what I mean? So I think it's a pure, again, whoever's behind the marketing, I think by the first season, once we see it, like, I think more people will agree. The last thing I want to mention is obviously the elephant in the room of like how much hate people are having towards it, especially with the actor for Snape. There he is. Which, like, I understand, and like there are definitely racist people out there, don't get me wrong, but like those rare roles where like race swapping the character truly makes them racist, like makes this whole story racist. It changes the whole story, and I mean, like, now again, I'll go more in depth, but I know people have beat the dead horse, and people have already figured it out by now. So like I don't have to address it any further at this point. All I have to say is like just give him a chance. Now, granted, he could suck. It could definitely not go well for him at all. However, it might go well based on seeing his interview. Address these concerns and like his input and stuff like that. I kind of have hope, and I thought it was really smart how he addressed it. And then secondly, that the showrunner and the writers like know what's going on, and they're using the books. They're in the writer's room, which I thought needs to happen. It's not like a wish, it's happening. So it's like, okay, well, I'm very hopeful that, hope and pray that the showrunner and the writers address that, and like they can like work on it in the script to fix that or mitigate that as minimum as possible. Will it be perfect? You never know. Ultimately, this will be definitely season 6, but like your start creeping on it too. This season might have a little bit too, so it just really depends. I also doesn't when you look like this. He's definitely a fan of Fall Out Boy. Like, he's looking for Coral. Like, where are you? No, sorry. I told myself I wouldn't do that joke, and here we are. So, that's rough, dude. And with that, I'm really excited. Even Arabelle Stanton. But I'll talk about her in the next video because she has a big part to play in Audible and her marketing, and like that were big focuses on the casting for this season, and I fully support her 100%. Explain that in my next video, but with Snape, we'll see how it goes. I really hope it goes well. But without further ado, if you wanted more of like breakdown, please let me know. Love, subscribe, and stay magical.